Hello guys, today we're taking a look at the Escort chopper. It will just shoot bolts, as you can see. It shoots 3 at a time at these targets and it eliminates them. So yeah, as you can see, they get destroyed. We'll keep shooting till everything is dead. And now the duration has ended and it's going to fly away. Now this one, the bolts were hardly getting to it, so you can do some adjustments I'll talk about later if it does not work for you as well. So starting with, because the material is just something so we can see the bolts better, very basic. The bullet, which gets destroyed on overlap, and it's simple as that, with the projectile movement component and the initial and max speed of 5000. Now I've disabled gravity here, and if you have this inaccuracy problem, you can just set it to be a homing projectile and it will be somewhat better. It won't have much difference so the player can tell it's homing, but it will just give it a little offset so you can hit the player better. So this is the targets we're going to use because we need an actor to track, and setting up a multiplayer would be too resource consuming on just my PC along with recording, so I couldn't do that. So these are the targets the helicopter will shoot at. Now the helicopter will not shoot at targets if they've got something above them, because it's not seeing them. We also did that in code. So make sure that on your desired actor to shoot in this tutorial, this box, the visibility trace responses on the collision tab is set to block, so our ray traces work against that. So now the hard part, this is it, this is the full blueprint. So let's get into it. I'll explain these variables as soon as I explain the blueprint. So I got a sequence node and it does some stuff. So the duration variable holds the lifetime of the chopper, so if it's greater or equal than 45 seconds, the mode will set to get the fuck out of here, so it will start flying away where it responds exactly, so, or any location. Now the update timers is on the last pin of the exec, so it doesn't matter where you put them, at least these two. So you just update the duration, the shot timer, and the burst timer. The burst timer is every 3 seconds you shoot 5 shots with a 0.1 delay between them, so this is the shot timer. It's for shots inside the burst, and the duration is whole lifetime. So first things first, basic movement. If the mode is set to escort, which is the default, it's going to follow the player, which is also the owner of this pawn, of this actor. So you'll get his location, you'll set a constant Z, you can have it as an offset if you want, and it will interpolate to this location with the delta time, and the interpolation speed 0.5 worked for me, and of course a sweep. Now if it's not set on escort, it's going to do the same thing but with a hard-coded destination this time, which is this one right there. So you can set it, you can even have it dynamic, I don't care, calculate it well however you want. It just seemed an easy way to do that. This is the same location we spawned the chopper. So and then if this one is equal with the chopper's location with a smaller error tolerance, of course, because it floats and they're not so precise, we destroy the actor. Pretty basic stuff. We've done it on the previous tutorial as well. So now these two, this part needs to be triggered before this part, so it works. So this one scans for targets, and this one has the burst logic and shoots at the targets. It's pretty simple when I explain, but here we use some custom function library that I have made myself for another project, but it was so handy to use here. I will provide links in the description of both the forum post and the actual GitHub link where you can grab the code. It's just a header file and a C++ source file. So along with the video that explains how to use that. This filter smaller or equal keeps elements that are smaller or equal compared to the values. So the value is 5000, which is essentially the distance from our Cobra helicopter. I just called it Cobra because it's called in Call of Duty. So if you see this target has a float that's exposed and is named distance from Cobra, and you just basically grab all the actors of the targets you want and then filter out those who are closer than 5k from the chopper. So first things first, we calculate the distance from the Cobra. So we get all the actors of class, again only if the mode is set to Escort. And then what do? We cast it, of course, and this is simple vector math, and along with a length node in order to get the distance from the chopper, the distance of this actor, these actors and the chopper. Then we filter out the small ones, and then we loop again on the modified array, which is only the ones close. So we check if the actor is being destroyed. If it's pending to kill, we don't target it, and if we have not found the target yet, which is if we've found the target, and it gets reset right there, so we don't have problems, we do a line trace from our cannon, which is this thing. I just imagined it as a cannon, don't blame me, to the actor location. We break the hit result and check if the hit actor is equal with this actor. So if there is nothing between them, we set our target variable, which is an actor reference of this type, but we haven't set it like that, so we can cast it later. You should do that, because I did it so it's more generic that way. And then we set the target as found, so we don't have more loops going on doing traces. And then now we've found the target, and we've set this variable to this variable, and also we've updated this boolean, which is the target found. Going on to our shooting and checking stage. If the mode is Escort, once again, I know it's a bit tiring, but I did it for simplicity reasons. And now the bursting boolean stores whether the chopper is in the state where it fires the 5 bullets, one between the others. So if we're not bursting, we're checking if we should be bursting. So if the burst timer is larger than the desired duration, every 3 seconds in this case we should. And then we update the started bursting and is bursting booleans. So then we start bursting and this thing triggers. So the shot timer, if 0.05 seconds have passed, shoot another bullet and reset the timer, so we have the delay. Now this only happens if the target's found. If the target's found, we proceed to shooting unless we go on the end of this loop, which is essentially doing the same thing. So we just want to keep updating our shit. Now, of course, the target found, the target reference will be valid, so we can get this location and check if it's being destroyed. Same thing over and over again. So this one is direction, basic vector math, direction that the bullet is going to follow. So we set the rotation from x vector, and the transform would be a scale of 0.1, and the location of the cannon, which is this thing, so it's a bit below. So we just spawn the bullet, and it will fly right into the target and destroy it and get destroyed as well. And of course, we need to keep track of our how many shots we've shot, so we just increment it by 1. Then we check if it's greater or equal than 5 on the end, which is where this end leads to as well. Now, if there it's greater than or equal to 5, it means we need to stop shooting. So we set the shot count to 0, set this bursting to 0, set the burst timer to 0 so it's a reset, and update the end bursting and started bursting variables, which I think I was using, but now they don't matter. But you can just have it as a good placeholder to check the state of the chopper. So that's pretty much it. The Cobra comes in, follows the location top of the player, and then it scans every frame for possible targets, but it only shoots 5 bullets every 3 seconds on each target, only if it's visible. So it does ray traces first. This way, if it's something like that, so a player is inside a house or something, it won't shoot him because it will shoot cement, and that's not what people in war do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, you can obviously have them as moving and stuff. So if they're moving and you got these inaccuracy problems, be sure to set the projectile to homing, so make it a small homing missile that's not going to be affected that much, only for accuracy reasons, and you're good to go. So thanks for watching, and the next tutorial would probably be a sentry gun.